Heather, if you would like to say a few words of welcome to our Twin Peaks family.
Hello.
Hi, Sheryl.
How are you all? How's everyone? Thank you for coming. So, just out of curiosity, I love to ask how many saw it for the first time today? Oh my goodness, that's a lot. Wow. How are you doing? Do you need a little break? A little fresh air? Well, thank you so much in this beautiful, beautiful, special theater.
See how kind she is. Thank you, Joel. I'm going to hand this over to Mike. If you want to turn it off. And now we're going to create your handprints and signatures. So we have a stool, and let me get the olive oil for you. So this will protect your hands.
You're ready to get down and dirty.
All right. Is that enough? Yeah, awesome. Okay.
Do I do the same thing I did yesterday?
Well, if you
Or
would
can
like to, I think push down here so we get more and dig your fingers in. So we
Cool.
get more an impression. Yeah, really get in
So
it.
it doesn't have to be a copy of the same
No,
thing?
no.
Get it doing now on a 1, 2, 3.
Yeah? Okay. 1, 2, 3. Push it.
So I'm going to actually get to the audience right now because I know a lot of you have questions, and we have about 30 minutes. So throw those hands up and let's start calling. You right there? Yes. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Project.
Okay. Hi. So,
Hi.
You're an amazing actress, and you're really cool. And my dad loved you in Backbeat. I just want to ask. So, were you able to read The Secret Diary of Laura Palmer before you filmed Firewalk with Me? And if so, did that affect your performance? And if you didn't get to read it, then how would that have affected your performance? Also, your audiobook version of that was really good.
Thank you so much. Jennifer is incredible. And what she wrote was just, it's so powerful, and it was a wonderful resource as an actor to have her material and her words. Just, I'm a huge fan of hers, and having it then when I was younger, and then going back and when we recorded for Audible wasn't that long ago, and so realizing, wow, she was so young when she wrote that, and that was just, like I said, it just is such a potent resource for an actor to be able to have that kind of material to work with. So I have a lot of gratitude to her.
Hands up. Back there, yes. Right.
So, loved you with vampires.
Thank you.
So, here we are, 35 plus years later, and being the amazing actress that you are, how do you feel being kind of the face that has drawn in so many people over the generations of Twin Peaks?
Well, I don't feel like the face. I think that's the starting point. Twin Peaks is an entire collaboration of extraordinary artists in every department. Behind the camera, sound, music, every actor, it just, hair, wardrobe, set design, all of it is, and Mother Nature herself is such a huge part of it. And when I see, any picture of Laura, it's not, I don't associate it as me, as a picture of me. It's like someone that you see in just a picture in an old history book or something of someone that, oh, that person is familiar to me, but I don't have that association of being the face of something or anything like that. You're amazing.
Hi, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Your brilliant performance is one of the most amazing things I've ever seen in my life. People will be being edified and uplifted by that for hundreds of years. I just wanted to say that as a preface. Now, my question is totally different. It's on season 3, The Return. How do you, as the actor who did it, how do you interpret your final screen?
I didn't preface with the not to ask secrets questions.
Thank you so much for your kind words, your heart. The Scream is, for me, it's a just a search for the truth of where and what is being called for in that moment. And so it's in a space of nonlinear time and collective pain, if that makes sense. The scene that I feel the most relief in is the angel, because I feel, that was the relief. That was the relief, the release, the purpose, what was needed. And so, and being there and seeing that beautiful angel come down in that space, that was a special time. But then there are other scenes that were just wonderful because they were funny or they were fun or it was a lot of the cast together, and those scenes were really special for different reasons, being able to work with all of those wonderful actors who, inspire you and make you laugh and make you cry and in 1 minute can terrify you and then tickle you to death. So that was wonderful. It's a very beautiful world that he creates to work in, even in the midst of challenging and very complex material. It's just a beautiful experience, and you know that you're going to grow and you're going to get to do things you never thought you were even capable of doing, and you really get to feel that trust, knowing that you're going to be guided in that way and inspired and have fun doing it. And be very challenged in a good way. And season 4, I don't know. I didn't know there would be a season 3. So I can say that I sure hope so. But I have no idea what the future brings. I don't even know what tomorrow brings. So I don't know what an hour from now brings.
That wait for season 3 broke me. I'm just to the point where I'm like, I cherish that we have it. Period. That's just. Well, I remember that Showtime teaser where just the year 2016, which wasn't when it was released, but 2016 just like crashed. You heard the theme, and it was just like chills, everybody. And it was. So if he never makes a season 4, we got something pretty amazing, right?
You've been coming back to the area over the course of your career and many different years afterwards to celebrate with people. I'm curious if there's particular landmarks or places that you fondly remember from the original time you spent that harkens back and brings you back to those places when you visit this area.
Yeah, it's more though, it's not as specific as that. It's that, different places hold a certain energy, and the trees of a place and the land of a place and the smells of a place and the way the light comes to that place and the stones and the shapes of the mountains. And so there's a specific feeling for me about being back here more than the locations or anything like that necessarily. I mean, I just feel what I always want to be able to do is just go sit in the trees, you know. But for some reason, every time I come up here, the schedule, I just don't get that time where I can just say, I just want to go. Except there was a time where I was able on the return to, probably because of films, you know, location, where I was able to really be in the trees for as much as I wanted to. But that's what I would say, it's the trees. Thank you.
Based on, woo, that was great. Based on that question, when we were coming from the airport and heading into town, I know there were a couple moments where, you know, as things.
Oh, yeah. There are memories of places, whether it's a bridge that I see or a building or a certain street but it's not so different than if you grew up somewhere and moved away and you went back and there's this childhood feeling of what that, you know, you can vaguely remember, oh, I know that bridge. I remember that being on that bridge, but I can't remember when or why. And also I have my memories as Sheryl, but then I have my memories as Laura, which are not the same. And so it's challenging sometimes for me to sift through which one is which.
Back row, aisle. Yeah.
Thanks for coming. I can't tell you how much Twin Peaks is.
Wait, where are you? Raise your hand.
I'm
'Cause I
sorry.
can't see you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Twin Peaks has influenced my life in amazing ways, so thank you very much for being here. My question is, in the return, when they find the missing pages of the diary, there's still one page missing. If you know the answer, can you tell if Carrie Page is that missing page?
That is so cool the way you just did that.
Next question.
That was really, really good and fascinating and very interesting. And I'm going to go explore that and get back to you in another 25 years.
All right, it's David Lynch for you. Yeah.
So when you think back to your time on the Twin Peaks set in the 90s, David and Kyle and everybody, the whole gang, what memories come to your mind? The hijinks, the things behind the scenes, not the actual filming.
In the pilot or in the series or all of
Say
it?
the first 2 seasons.
Well, I was so green in terms of like, that was my entrance into television and film. So I just was like, how does this all work? And, you know, I kind of just feel like I was watching and learning everything all the time. And so I don't know that I can remember anything specific so much as just kind of being like, you know, a kid in a candy store. Like, this is all just amazing. Watching, I mean, just walking onto a set or with all the other actors or seeing how everything worked and having to learn how do you even film a television series? And just hanging out with them, you know, just being able to, I mean, with David, I'm sure you've heard many of the stories that we have told about working with David when something happens that wasn't necessarily planned, and how David is so present in the moment that he just goes with whether it's the lights flickering in the morgue, you know, that wasn't planned, it was because the lights were actually flickering. And he sees, rather than, you know, get upset and say, you know, wait until they're fixed, he sees the magic in that. And the way Bob was cast in terms of, you know, being in the right place at the right time accidentally, and inspired David and Mark to go write this character and write scenes. And so that was present all the time. That there's what we see on the page, what we think is going to happen that day, who we think is going to be in the scene, and then this whole other dimension of what is also present and invited and welcomed.
I'm so prepared for this, but yeah, thank you so much for coming. It's really special to have you here. And I just wanted to ask, how has your relationship to Laura changed over the years and over the different installments of Twin Peaks?
Well, I think that, and thank you for being here. You know, the first few years I didn't have an objective perspective of her because I was still carrying her in a way, you know, because there was the pilot and then the season 1 and then the season 2 and then the film it wasn't such a huge time span in between all of that. So she was present, even though there were a couple of those times where I did go play another character or do another job, but Laura was still present within me, not from outside me objectively. And so as time has gone by, and as I've gotten to meet all of you wonderful people and had conversations and been able to hear from different perspectives and different points of view and different ages and different places in the world, what that story carried, that has grown my relationship with her, with Laura. And also just as I've aged, you know, as we age, we just go through a lot of different things and a lot of different chapters of our lives, and different things mean more to us and other things mean less to us. And so that also is the water that sort of smooths the stone and changes the shape of it.
Light blue shirt on the end.
Hi, it's just like a bucket list to be sitting and sharing oxygen with you. I don't know if you know, I mean, just looking around this room, how many young people are now completely binging the series and missing pieces and everything. They don't know the struggle of back in the day. Marching band meets and have to take my black and white portable TV trying to get a signal in the stadium, or telling my grandfather to hit VHS and record it, waiting for China Beach to end, you know. I've been there for the long haul.
Thank you,
I
honey.
don't have a question, I just want to say thank you.
Oh, you're so sweet. I appreciate that so much. There's something really, really, really wonderful about not being able to binge on something. You know, that I think that we've lost something really special by now having this ability to binge on everything and not wait and think, because when you have to wait and stand around the water cooler and talk about what you think is happening, your own imagination gets really inspired and active, and you know, and that was a special thing. And the conversations that would happen, or the watching parties that I would hear about all the time. And you know, I don't know. I know we could maybe somehow by ourselves decide thoughtfully, you know, I'm not going to binge, but that was a special time when those, with the VHS and the record and having to wait, and yeah.
I do a lot of writing and I act a lot, and whenever I'm writing, I'm like, oh, I cannot wait to film this scene. So do you have any scenes that are just like you're really excited to film?
Oh, mine were more nervous. I was more nervous than excited. And those two are not so far apart from each other, but because that character was complex, it was a lot of me going, I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but I trust that David will help me find a way to do it. So there was excitement in that, who I was going to get to work with that day, knowing, oh, this character, this actor is going to be there. There was a lot of excitement in terms of that, you know, and just being able to be with David or in the locations. But in terms of just my own acting, and it was just trying to, you know, manage my nerves.
No, I'm just turning around here. So on 1, 2, 3, they all stand up. Whoa, you feel like you get to stand up.